I have the citynushum.com online portal open. Big news story. Eduwatch petitions chief of staff to halt mounting 600 million foreign scholarship debt. Wow. Also here, 6 people picked nomination forms to contest NDC Ayawaso East Primary. Also here, polls won't decide NPP primary. Brian Champon will win big. That's coming in from Pius Enam Hadije. Also here, John Dumelo pledges action after death of Unimac IJ student. Ghana Education Service issues disclaimer over fraudulent recruitment document. And 38-year-old arrested over suspected narcotics in Ghana Health Service registered vehicle. Bank of Ghana backs IFC Access Bank 134 million injection into cocoa value chain. Price floors in deregulated markets counterproductive. That's coming in from COPEC. Yesterday was interesting on the big issue with Umar Sanda Madu. Afri-Exim Bank terminates credit rating engagement with Fitch. And also here, Senyo Hosi clarifies Star Oil CEO's fuel price floor remarks. And to some other story here. Oh, Diana Hamilton was here yesterday.
Yes, I saw her entrance on social media.
Yeah. She was here yesterday on the chat show with Eko Kumsin. And it was interesting because she spoke about her latest single, Ahaye. You know, anytime I hear the title, it reminds me of, do you remember Nana Boro?
Nana Boro.
Yeah, you remember his hit song?
Ahaye do.
Yeah, you know. So when Diana Hamilton came out with Ahaye, no, I'm like, whoa. I used to remember Ahaye do, baby. Anyway, shout outs to Diana Hamilton. She was on that song with Intokozo Mbambu and our veteran Elder Mreku. Do you know his first name?
No.
Like, I feel like we keep calling him Elder Mreku and nobody even knows. You know, like
that's his signature. So
yeah, I know. Anyway, yeah, Elder Mreku. Anyway, shout outs to Diana Hamilton on that one. I know. Finally here. Actually, 2 more stories, 2 more headlines. Ivory Coast president appoints brother as vice prime minister. And to some rather tragic story, 2,949 killed in 14,743 road crashes across Ghana in 2025. And these are the big stories on citynushum.com.
All right, I'm on ChannelOneNewsOnline.com. ChannelOneNewsOnline.com. Some of the stories you'll find there. NPP race, Brian Champon campaign rejects polls as psychological tactic. Brian Champon campaign rejects recent polls as psychological tactic. Other stories, flag bearer race, NPP must choose a leader with Ghana at heart. That's Duncan Amwa. NPP must choose a leader with Ghana at heart. Fuel pricing needs practical reforms, not blanket deregulation. Khalid says so, Dr. Khalid. John Dumelo condoles Unimac IJ community, assures action after student's death. Other stories you'll find on ChannelOneNewsOnline.com. Afri-Exim Bank cuts ties with Fitch, questions credit rating approach. Interesting. Miracles Abuja says Baumia was unhappy at the peace pact signing over a tax. And if you come down here to the trending stories on ChannelOneNewsOnline.com, you'll find the Dinah Hamilton story that you said. She reveals how worship session with Elder Mreku inspired Ahaye. China places highest ranking general under investigation. Fuel price floor introduced to curb BDC price wars, as according to Senyo Hosi. And Adenta DVLA emerges best performing office under 24-hour system, according to the CEO. Women filmed in secret for TikTok content and then harassed online. Other stories, Pentagon to offer more limited support to U.S. allies in defense strategy shift. My body, my choice. Salma Mumin fires back at critics. And there's a video of Cheddar denying owing $14.9 million US to UK firm And there's another video of Kennedy Japan raising concern at the MPP Peace Pact signing. Jude?
Charlie, next week by this time, now Obia smoothless level.
Thank you.
Charlie, smoothless level. Then we can all just, now you have bread and the cake. You know, Charlie. Is it flag as a presidential aspirant with the atrocity? I mean, who be that? I mean, how can you even say it? You know,
I don't like Charlie. Where their campaigning has gotten to. It's.
Sure.
I mean, in terms of insulting or not insulting, but you know, the words that they use. Yeah.
I mean, I asked, 2023 or 2, when they were electing their flag bearer, it was same or probably worse. And I asked Nanado, I met him when he was voting for the super delegates, during the super delegate election. I interviewed the former president Nanado. And I asked him that, Mr. President, it's getting nasty, it's getting bad. And he's like, it's always like that, the MPP would rise through, you know. And to be fair, I don't know if you remember, there was Fonka, friends of Nana Kunedo Ajiman Rawlings, and there was Game, Get Atamios elected. You know, it was equally bad. You know, I remember back then, Kofi Adams, you know, he was spokesperson for the Rawlingses. He was firing. Owusu Bempa, who is now in MPP, used to be with Nana Kunedo Ajiman Rawlings. You know, even, you know, I read the book by the Ahoy, Working the Rawlings, right? He recounts the Swedo Declaration and how people in the party were upset. You know, so that kind of, they tell you that in politics, your main enemy is the person you're in the party with. The person in the other party, he's your opponent. Yeah. But the main person scheming against you is the one you wear the same colors with. You know, so I think it is normal. Of course, we didn't expect some, you know, some of the words were a bit harsh, but generally I think it's by next week. You know the way Clemento used to say by June, dear. Oh, by next week by this time we'll be talking about something else. You know, I am also East. I don't know if you've been following the issues there.
I have.
Yeah, so 6 aspirants, including a high commissioner.
Which website are you on?
I'm on graphiconline.com.
Okay.
So 6 aspirants, including the High Commissioner to Nigeria and the late MP's wife, have picked up forms to contest the election. Moving on, there's an interesting piece on what I can do to reclaim my land from my girlfriend. Charlie, you're going to give not even your wife, you're giving your girlfriend land. You're not serious. I'm sorry, but you're just not serious. No recruitment yet. Ghana Education Service warns public against fraudulent letter. To some other worrying story, only 3 doctors assumed duty in Upper East out of the 26 that were posted. Ghana to open trade office in China to boost bilateral commerce. And they have a story on the MPP Peace Pact and the fallout. And finally here on graphiconline.com, Ghana's research blueprint must spread across Africa. President advocates at Davos calls for an end to triple dependency. And these are the big stories on graphiconline.com.
Okay, I'm on gna.org.gh, Some of the stories you'll find. President Mahama appeals to Global North to support Accra Reset agenda. 5 NPP presidential aspirants sign MOU to accept outcome of primaries. President cuts sword for construction of 2,000 housing units for military. Mahama announces pay rise for military. Mahama announces new members of Presidential Council for Accra Reset Initiative. 13 suspected illegal miners remanded by Enchi District Magistrate Court. And President Mahama commends military's role in combating galamsey. IGP assures NPP of security as presidential aspirants sign Peace Pact. Ghana records decline in multi-dimensional poverty, but regional gaps persist. VAT reforms key to closing Ghana's 60% compliance gap. That's according to the GRA. And Babile Polyclinic, deliveries conducted on floor as maternity ward project stalls. That's a very unfortunate story there. Those are some of the stories you'll find on the Ghana News Agency.
You know, I want to send you to the foreign front, right? There's a lot happening.
Okay.
So much happening from the recent Davos event happening that took place. A lot of people are praising the Canadian Prime Minister for his really thought-provoking speech. Of course, Uncle Trump didn't disappoint. Yeah, but the BBC is reporting that Germany arrests suspected Hamas member over alleged attack plot. There's also peace talks on the Russia-Ukraine war ending as fighting rages. And some other story here. Women filmed secretly for social media content and then harassed online. This is some investigation by the BBC. Also here, China places high interest ranking general under investigation. And these are the big stories here. There's a whole blog on the Davos that happened. And on the US side, US federal and state officials give conflicting account on Alex Pretty's death. And this comes less than 3 weeks after Renee Good, who was shot by ICE in Minnesota. What you know, I call that?
What?
Minnesota. That's how. Thank you. Moving on. India and EU set for mother of all deals as Trump tariffs uncertainty looms. It's an interesting time for geopolitics, you know, global world order, you know, world power, you know, world dominance and all of those issues. We'll see how it plays out. You know, Canada say they're middle power. I wonder what Ghana we are. You know, our military, they don't even have a drone. Hey, why? Hey, Yuncho. Oh.
Let me quickly run through newscenter.com if you're done.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so Nkrumah Park earns 10 million Ghana cedis from 266,000 visitors in 2025. That's according to the executive director. BOG seeks economic reset partnership with Printpack. BOG SEC launched National Virtual Asset Literacy Initiative. The Upper East Region story where only 3 doctors have assumed duty is here as well. Lawyer Boadu sues GLC over accreditation of Law Society. Those are some of the stories here. MPP needs a chairman like Asiedun Ketia to lead the party. That's according to Joseph Osei Wusu. And DVLA sets driver's license expiry dates to holders' birthdays. What's the? I don't agree with that thing.
Some way.
In some way. I feel like it's a data breach of
For
some
what?
sort. That every birthday you need to go and
The DVLA guy now, I mean, I'm looking for, I want to interview him on Auto Show. I want to
understand his thinking and what he intends to do there.
And like his vision for the area, right?
I agree.
I feel like going for some selected state agencies, right? But there are a lot, that's the thing. You know, some of them should be vetted. Like they're very important, like MPA boss, you know. Yeah. You know, like
I agree with you.
Kolebu CEO. You know,
CEO.
Yeah, like we should select some top 10 and, you know, just because their sectors are critical to the economy. Of course, everybody's critical, right?
Yeah.
But DVLA, you know, 2,000 people have died in how many, in what? Let me read that story again. 2,000 people have died in 14,743 road crashes. Of course, the road ministry is a multi-sectorial thing, right? Or multi-stakeholder thing. Road ministry, transport, they have a role to play. Yeah. But the person who is licensing the vehicles that are
and
getting
the human beings who are driving those cars.
Recently, National Road Safety Authority issued a press warning.
Yeah.
I don't want to say release because it wasn't really a release. It was a caution, really, on sitting in a Toyota Volkswagen vehicle because of some recent reports on frequent crashes, and said that they were going to constitute a technical committee to look into the matter, right? So, of course, the road safety on my show, they said that a lot of the cars had been changed from right-hand driving to left-hand driving, or vice versa, I don't know. And because of that, the structural integrity of the car has been compromised. That makes it.
But who allows those cars into the country in the first place?
Thank you very much. So maybe Ghana Ports and Customs should also have. But my point is that the DVLA is responsible for licensing these vehicles, right?
Yeah.
What were the verdict, the technical checks and verdict passed on these vehicles? So I feel like there are so many things that they need to do. 2,900 people have died. I'm not saying all of it is on DVLA, But a significant number is because there are so many vehicles on our streets that are not roadworthy, right? So what are they doing about it? But for some reason, it's by-election time. Let's go open new office at the place in, no, not Kumeu.
Where they are now?
No, the place the guy died in the eastern region.
Yeah, Kumeu.
No, not Kumeu. Oh. The former member of parliament for Akwetia, Akwetia. Let's go open by election time. Let's go open new office in Akwetia. They're going to do, you know, he's a fun guy. I think the grassroots of the party like him a lot. He seems to be doing a lot of things that interest the base. But of course, also some number of things I think needs deeper scrutiny. You know, I'm not sure about this whole approach on this even number plate registration thing. It's like it's one too many comments. We don't even know what their focus is. And of course, the issue around the birth registry, your number, your license expiring on your birthday. I think that maybe we need to just hear from him so he gives us clarity, so we all know what the direction is. But I think those around him say he's a nice guy and he's open to engage. So I hope that he's available. You should reach out to him. And you know, get him on your show. Good morning to Julius Nikwe, the CEO
We'd love to have you.
of the DVLE. You know, you're a major guy. No, he's a big man in physical and in everything. So hopefully we can get him so he can explain things to us. I don't know, but Ayawa so East.
It's very interesting.
What's your take on people who say that, or thought leaders who say that, see, we should re-look at our by-election process, right? So, for example, if somebody dies, we should just automatically give the seat to the party, and the party elects whoever they want to replace the person.
I don't think that's democratic.
Yeah, but the seat is the seat for the parties or it's for the individual?
Yeah, but the person who won that seat has passed away, unfortunately. So I don't think automatically it belongs to the NDC. It does not. Or whoever is on the seat at that particular time. Yeah,
so my question to you is that, is the seat for the party or for the individual?
The seat is not, it's for neither of them.
So who is it for? It has to be for somebody.
It's not for anybody. The seat, because if it's for somebody, then that means that I can come at any time to take it. But then there's an election that goes on, and we, the people...
Oh, so the seat is for the people?
Yes.
Okay.
We, the people, elect somebody to represent us, because we can't all go to parliament. So we, the people, elect somebody to represent us in parliament. So the seat is for nobody. So today it could be yours. If you're no longer there, or if you don't want it anymore, it could be mine. But you need to go through a process to get that seat. And that process is what I believe would either make or break you. My brain and minyai, so I'm going to do right by my people.
What do you have to say to people who say also that it is too expensive to conduct by-elections in the way we do it here? So we might as well just...
money, TVs and all of those things.
Exactly, and even like the process of it, right?
But there are laws around those things. They just don't work, as usual.
You know what else you have laws around? Yeah, but I feel you. To be fair...
The laws in this country, I don't know. Someone needs to enforce them, and whoever it is that's duty to enforce it is just standing by. We've seen by-elections where TVs are being given out. Allegedly, money has been handed to people in envelopes. Did you vote for me? Yes, then you get your envelope. Did you vote for me? Yes, then you get your envelope. We've heard all of those things, but nothing has been done. Warnings have come from whichever quarters, but nothing has been done about it.
And there are also concerns that generally by-elections tend to be very violent because of the, you know, the nature, you know, of the way we conduct it here, right? Top of your head, Ayawa. So even the recent one in Akwetia, you know, there were instances of mild violence, of course, Talency, and a few others. So you agree that we should maintain the current structure?
I agree that we should maintain the current structure, but enforce the laws
around
by-elections.
Right. Talking about by-elections, you know, it's interesting. I largely agree with you. You know, concerns around how expensive it is doesn't really fly for me, right? Because you can't really put a price to democracy and the freedom of the people to choose who they want, right? Because the alternative is always more expensive, you know. So people should choose who they want. But sometimes I think that there's a flawed approach where I don't really get where the problem is. But I think, maybe the Constitutional Review Committee should do a lot more work in terms of speaking to people, thought leaders, academia, on how best we can do it. But there's something fundamentally flawed with how we run by-elections in the country. Moving on from an election to another election, right? The MPP, Charlie. So this is what happened. Thursday, was it Thursday? Yeah, I think so. Thursday morning, they had a meeting at Alisa Hotel to sign to be of good behavior before, during, and after the polls. Now, all of them signed. After signing, the first person to speak was Brian Champo. In fact, I interviewed him, and he said so many things. Ended up saying that he was going to win, hands down, in his words. Right after that, he went to mount a campaign platform. But, of course, during the program, it was clear to everyone and journalists there that the vice president looked not interested. I don't say that, maybe not interested is not a word, but he looked very stern. That I can say.
Maybe that's the first.
In fact,
the persona that he's
when
adapted.
all of I did a video for social media, and it's on our social media pages for ChannelOne and CTFM, for when all of the candidates walked in, including the president. Every single one of them was waving to cheers, saying hello to supporters, to party people, shaking people. When the vice president came, was like, and he was the last but one person. The former president, Nana, was the last to enter. Baumia was the last but one to enter. He came in the company of Oseche Mensah Bonsu, Kojo Pon Nkrumah. He came with, I think there was also Augustine Blay, his former finance guy at the presidency when he was vice president. When Baumia came into the place, of course, there were a lot of cheers from supporters around him, some of them who had made their way to Alisa. But the person himself, he was like, he just entered. He greeted a few people from the IGP, Council of Elders, went to sit down. He didn't mind anybody. There were a few times Brian and Kennedy were chit-chatting. Educhum, Kwame Japan were chit-chatting. And he's in the middle, so you can imagine, like, Lone Ranger. If he needed anything occasionally, he would turn to Kwame Oseche Mensah Bonsu, who was sitting behind him. Rumors are that when he first entered, he didn't even shake some of the aspirants. That we can't confirm because the cameras didn't really capture him. So it wasn't surprising for me to hear from his aides later. Miracles has said it right on ChannelOne TV. Samuel Oku also said it that he was clearly upset because the campaign feels that he's been turned into a punching bag. In fact, I posted a video on my TikTok channel where there were times Kennedy raised issues with the pact, right? You should see the former vice president's expression. He turned, he looked at him in a certain way, continued with signing. After signing, he just passed on the thing to Brian. He didn't even want to look at. So clearly there are issues. And I hope that this signing ceremony, right, was meant to address those issues. Right after that, what did we hear Brian say? Brian went to mount a campaign to say that, but for him sitting in between Baumia and Kennedy, all hell would have broken loose, right? Of course, the Baumia campaign will respond and say that it was an exaggeration, but clearly the tensions were palpable, and of course Kennedy would also accuse Brian of a lack of diligence with regards to signing the peace pact. Joe also was on ChannelOne TV, explained the confusion around it. But the point I'm driving to is that what we witnessed at the peace pact clearly means that there was need for it. Would the party and the candidates adhere to the dictates of it? That's a conversation for another day. But we want to wish the MPP well. They are the biggest opposition party in the country.
Definitely.
They have a major role to play in our democratic dispensation in terms of being a forceful and being a responsible opposition, right? So we wish them well. And next week by this time, we would have known who would have won. And hopefully all of the noise, the clutter, the jabs, the unnecessary confrontations, accusations, all of that will end, and they can get their acts together and prove to certain people who feel that they are a fake party in quotes, and tell them otherwise and be a responsible opposition in the interest of our country.
After everything, that they can come back together and be united and seek for the victory in the next election, the next general election that they so look forward to, because we saw what happened. People were trying to talk to the former vice president, but he had a stern face. He had a straight face. It was unlike him.
To be fair, the only time I saw him there for the whole period I was there was...
You mean smile?
An engagement with Eduwatch.
Okay.
And that was like even so brief at the signing table, you know. So that was the only time, not even when he was engaging the high table.
Kennedy's also not smiling.
Oh, Kennedy had a good time. There were moments he was laughing with Brian Champon.
Okay.
Countless number of times, right?
Okay.
You know, so the shot on your face right now was, even this one, he looked a little bit relaxed. But for most periods, Bawumia was, and his people have confirmed it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We wish all the candidates well. I really hope that after the outcome on Saturday, they're able to come back as a united front. And, you know, the unity that the party deserves, they can build up on that and continue to fight for the power that they so want in the next general elections, because Ghana deserves a good leader, regardless of which party wins the next general elections. Anyway.
One thing was clear
I'm
to me.
thinking that there's going to be a very similar situation for the NDC.
Or probably worse.
Oh, you think so? Worse?
See, there's history to guide us, right, in some of these analysis. Usually when the sitting or the party in power, the president has another 4 years, it's clear. Everybody knows that
he's the one who's
going to go, unless something catastrophic happens, you know. But when the party in government's leader or the president is not eligible to run again, the contest is wide open, right? And that's where the contention always breeds. So, for example, I think when JJ was going, right, so there was a Swedo declaration, which is well captured in the book, Working with Rollins. He went to declare Atamils almost unanimously. A faction of the party who felt that they had struggled in the PNDC era, had worked hard, suffered for the Rollins administration, felt aggrieved, right? And I'm referring to Obeda Samoa and even Gusitano and the likes.
Because they felt it was their turn?
Because they felt it was their turn, and they broke away from the party.
Yeah.
There was also precedent when Mahama succeeded Mills, right?
Yeah.
You know, when he was standing for re-election again, some people in the party, for the first time, when Mahama was standing for the first time, felt like they also had, you know, and I'm referring to the likes of Spio Gabra, even the Speaker of Parliament, you know. So, Kufuor 2008, when he was leaving, 17 people, think about it, 17 people, many of whom were cabinet ministers, were willing to or were ready to, you know, contest him. That's serious, right? So my point is that every time it's more difficult for the government in power when the president is not running again, you know. But this one, I don't know why it has become like this.
They'll be fine. By Saturday, we'll be
here to give you up. I'm sure
definitely
on Sunday
on ChannelOne TV and
play backs all the
97.3.
But my interview with Brian Champo, you have to play it.
We'll definitely on
Sunday.
Play that.
If he wins, if it doesn't win, we'll have to come back to it.
We'll definitely see that. All right. We'll be right back after this. Don't go away. We have a very, very packed show for you.